once I hit the, there we go, Thalia's on it. Um, for those watching the recording, welcome to the InnerSpace presentation. Jumping in. Here's our beautiful team here at the Medium. This will be the team of people that will be helping you get your project across the finish line. Really quickly, are y'all seeing my screen okay? Are there other distractions happening? Okay, great. I'm Amber Paradin. I'm the artist and community manager here at the Medium. We all work very closely, the 5 of us here. We've got John Wayne, he's on the call too. He's our general manager. Thalia Madewell, she's our operations manager, makes the world go round. Cynthia Tran, events in front of house coordinator, and many other things. Kevin Wynn is our back of house and technical coordinator. Most of you will have a touch point with each of these individuals if your project is selected, and we will help you bring your project to life. If you're not familiar with the Medium, briefly, we are an artist-led project of Cash. It's a radically inclusive space for creative expression. That's to just put it simply. We're here for you to help remove barriers for artists and creatives to bring their projects to life, which is why we are so excited to introduce to you InnerSpace. This is a brand new program that has sort of been marinating for a couple of years now. We have wanted to give out free space here at the Medium, but we wanted to make sure we established a really equitable way to do that so that we aren't just giving it to our friends or frequent users that come into the space. We're really interested in giving access to space to people that maybe have never even played at the Medium or done a thing here before. So we're really open and we're so excited to have this new program. Let's get into what the heck it is. Really quickly, I want to just tell you a quick story while you're reading this slide, because I'm not going to totally read this slide to you, but we gave out free space to someone a few years ago. We were so excited and honored to do that so that they could bring their creative vision to life. But then we quickly realized that opens the door for everyone. And how are we selecting who gets free space and who doesn't? And so we have been trying to develop a program that makes this really equitable. And so we've had this opportunity through a partnership with Engage NWA to help bring a project to life that we've been thinking of. So there's 20 other organizations that have been a part of this committee for belonging and bridging. That's a program of Engage NWA. And through this committee, they are helping seed some projects to come to life. And so we pitched our InnerSpace program as something that we could maybe use as a part of this pilot project. And they loved it, and we've met with them. We've had some input sessions from these organizations and groups about how to best do this. And the baby that we have birthed is InnerSpace. And the name InnerSpace comes from John Wayne's going to laugh at me as I describe this, but instead of outer space, we've got inner space. So you can come in here and play inside of the Medium. We like a good pun over here. Okay. What types of projects will be considered? Some of you follow us on Instagram, which is probably how you found out about this, maybe through an email too. So you may have seen some of these slides. But we're going to unpack them a little bit more here. Examples of what we're looking for, we're pretty darn open. It might include like pop-up installations, art exhibitions, performance rehearsals or programs. It can be a private workshop that you need to host with a small group of people. It can be a community event or a collaborative project that you've been dreaming of doing with another organization or artist. So we're pretty open. The limitations are what the physical building can actually hold. And we'll get into that too. This slide is maybe premature. I should have put this maybe closer to the end, but here's what you will get. What we're offering is our black box, and I'm about to show you a bunch of photos of the black box to inspire you and so that you're able to see what is possible in our black box. But what we will be able to share with you is our basic AV package, which includes a projector, screen, a pair of speakers, and 2 microphones, and some basic technical oversight. And that will be from John, Wayne, and Kevin. These guys are not going to be necessarily running your sound or managing any part of your production. If your production requires more than that, we would hope that we will work with you and chat about what our limitations are, but there may come a point where you maybe need to hire someone to help you run sound for a more in-depth program. But these guys will be here to help sort of coach you through that. We also have chairs, tables, and linens that will come with this package too. So we have all of that in-house. We will work with you on your vision, and we will help you get that set up for your program. We have other equipment available, but it may, beyond what I just listed off, you may need to rent other things beyond that. Like our basic InnerSpace is going to offer these products that are listed here. If you have questions about what I'm rattling on about, please put it in the chat or make a note, and you can ask it in the end. Now I'm going to show you some photos of the black box. We have done a lot of really cool things here, or I should say we've hosted a lot of really great things here. Dance. Dance is something that works really well in our black box. You can see in this photo that we have real hardwood floors that are kind of flexible and they move a little bit. Dancers love this because they need a little bit of give. The walls are all a matte black. The ceiling is matte black. And we have some basic track lighting in this space. If you come from a theater background and are familiar with the term black box, usually that comes with some really sexy theatrical lighting. We don't have that in our black box. This is our version of the black box has, to be frank, residential grade track lighting, but it's beautiful and perfect, and we love it like it is. And I think you will too if you've not been in the space. But dance is something we'd love to see in the space, just to get your wheels spinning about what we're looking for. We're also open to it being a convening and a meeting space. So if that's something that you need, that's okay. You don't have to have some big elaborate production to get this space for InnerSpace. You can kind of see the track lighting in here too. This screen and speaker here in the tower, those are things that would come with your package for InnerSpace. If you have questions, please throw them in the chat. This is a photo of actually a concert, but it's just the audience there to kind of give you a view of the capacity of this room. I am not going to say that number out loud, and I'm going to let John Wayne either put it in the chat or tell us later. Thalia might know also, as far as the amount of people that we can fit in this room in chairs. All of these black chairs belong to the medium and would be available to you to use as well at no extra cost. Here's a actually, now that I'm looking at this, this is this is the stage. But the Latinx Theater Project, they use the medium quite a bit, and they have made magic happen in the black box. And it often just it looks like this. Here's another. We're open to improv or comedy. We're not, we're not expecting you to do some big blowout just because we're giving you space. We need you to fill the room up. That is never our intention. We just want you to have space to bring your creative visions to life or bring your people together. Here's another view of the black box. This was a Dia de los Muertos exhibition, but we're open to art exhibitions, group or solo shows. You're welcome to pitch those. And then here's the oh no, I've got a couple more. Someone hosted a supply swap in the black box. And then here's another theater production that happened in the black box to give you an idea of what can happen in this space. It's a pretty flexible space. It's approximately 40 foot by 40 foot. I don't know how tall the ceilings are. I can share that with you later, or Thalia might be able to drop our facility specs in the chat, and that will tell you everything that this room has.
Hey, just
Yes.
that is a good segue. I am blowing up the chat with links, and one of them is the facility specs. If you guys aren't able to switch back and forth, or I'm going too fast, don't worry. I'm going to send all of this to you in a beautiful recap email.
Thank you, Thalia. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing the chat right now, so hopefully we're all good. Okay. Who is InnerSpace for? Again, we're pretty open. Artists, community groups, creative collectives, independent creators, innovators. We do ask that you're 18 years old and that you currently reside in Benton or Washington counties, and that you can express a need for physical space to bring your project to life. We're limited it to our friends and neighbors that are close by, just because it's a 1-day event in our black box. And I just think it would be beneficial to everyone that's close by. If you have questions about the technicalities of any of that, let us know. Here's our limitation slide. There are some natural limitations to what's possible, just because we're indoors. If you have questions about what we will accept, ask them now, or you can email us later. Like Thalia said, she'll be emailing you, so you'll have a direct line to Thalia. My email is the same as Thalia's. It's just amber@cashcreate.org, or you can email us all at themedium@cashcreate.org, and I check that email and I'll send it to whoever is best to answer the question. But at a minimum, no fire, no glitter, and no blood. We don't have a stage or stage panels for this particular program. If you have a performative piece, be it theater or music, your pieces must be original, or you need to obtain the proper rights for that information. What's that word? What's the word I'm looking for? I think it's also important to note that the medium does not manage a box office. We don't have a ticket system here. We leave that entirely to you and the people that you're serving. So you will be responsible for managing your own ticket sales and check-in at your event if you're selling tickets. We have trusted platforms that we've worked with before. And we've seen this done in a variety of ways. So if you have questions, especially if your project is selected and you're curious how to do that, we'd be happy to walk you through that process and make some recommendations to you. No alcohol sales can happen without prior approval. We don't have our license here at the medium, but there's workarounds. So if you have intentions of offering alcohol, just communication is key. And we will be, if your project is selected, we will be working very closely together to kind of pull apart what your expectations are and help you bring those to life. And then because we are a nonprofit and a 501c3, no religious gatherings or political rallies or events will be accepted. I've mentioned tickets a lot, and just so that it's totally clear, yes, you can sell tickets to your event just because we're giving you free space. We don't expect anything in return. So if you decide to sell tickets or art or merchandise or concessions, you are more than welcome to do that and keep 100% of your sales. And in fact, I would personally encourage you to do that, especially if you have the opportunity to have free space. Capitalize on that moment, and we welcome that. That's all I'm trying to say. We welcome that. We encourage artists and the community to make money off of what you're doing, because pulling together an event of any kind is a lot of labor. And we know that firsthand as artists. We're all working artists in this space. And so we empathize with you and we know what that's like. So keep your money. This is not about money for us. It's about money for you. If you have questions, I'm going to just keep saying that. Throw them in the chat. How do I apply? We made a whole web page for this, the medium.art/InnerSpace. It has all of the information I'm sharing today. And then we will add this recorded Zoom session onto that website by the end of this week so that you can rewatch this if you need to. But there will be a link on our website. Here's a screenshot from the website. On October 16th, that button right there where the blinking arrow is will turn into apply now. And that, go back to this, applications close on October 30th. So they're only open for a couple of weeks. How are we going to choose these? Okay, team. We're trying something new over here, something we've kind of been dreaming about trying, and this program is giving us a really beautiful opportunity to do this. We're going to test out a lottery system. So for us, this is pretty radical. It's a way that no longer centers your ability to write, your ability to spell out all of the details of your event. We're going to ask you really basic questions about your event, and then we're going to assign you a number. We will be very transparent with you through email, and we will give you a number. Each of your projects will get a number, and then we will add it into a random number generator. And then the 6 that are selected will be the 6 that get InnerSpace. So this means that the application process is going to be really simple. We're not going to ask for you to put in a lot of labor up front to not get something in return. So you just lay out some basic outlines of what your event is and what you're hoping to do, and then it will be through this lottery system. This is new for me. This is new sort of in the creative sector to do a lottery like this. We felt like this is sort of a good entry point to try this, to see how it works and feels. And we're open to your feedback and experience too, as to how this works in the end. We will do this publicly and transparently on November 12th. And we will, we'll email you all about what that system will look like. Here's a whole slide about how the lottery will work after I just rambled on about that. So once we receive all of the applications close October 30th. We will go in and physically read all of these by several people to make sure there's no bots and to make sure that your project meets the criteria, that it's not a religious gathering or a political protest. Those things will not be accepted, but we'll kind of vet those out if they do happen to apply, and then we will add the viable applications to this list. Once these applications are closed, all of the valid applications will be sent a unique lottery ID via email, like I said in the last slide. We will live stream this, and then 6 random numbers will be selected. And then you will be notified via email, and you'll have 48 hours to confirm your participation. Why can't I say this word right now? Participation. I know this likely is bringing up a lot of questions for you. I can see a few of your faces on my little Zoom screen over here, and you guys are like, what? What is a lottery? What are we doing? For us, this really centers you in the project and also keeps it really equitable. I think oftentimes with like granting programs, it gets so competitive. And there's always, without a doubt, an inherent bias that we're trying to always work against when humans are choosing other humans' projects. And so we're trying to break down all those biases and get down to the root of this and be as equitable as we can. When will the projects happen? These projects are going to be hosted between February and June 2025. Each of you will be offered one full day in the black box from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And we've scheduled, Thalia already has all of these dates blocked off on our calendar. It's the last Wednesday of the month, February, between February and or January and June. I'm sorry. This says February. It should say January. We already have the dates calendared. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, please do, because those are the dates that the projects will happen. Once the 6 projects are selected, we will work with you on a first come, first serve basis to schedule your date. So if you have a project that's really date specific, it might be worth noting in your application. But otherwise, your flexibility is really appreciated. Dates to remember. This is worth taking a screenshot of if you want to. This is also on our website, themedium.art/innerspace. Applications will open at 10 a.m. on October 16th, and they will close at 5 p.m. on the 30th. November 12th is our lottery drawing day, which will be public, and we will live stream this so you can see it happen in real time. You will already know your number, so you can go to this live stream knowing that you're number 12, and if number 12 is drawn, you will know immediately that you were selected. On the 14th, we will email everyone as to whether or not your number was selected or not. And then on the 21st, we will announce the projects publicly once everyone has confirmed that they are still willing to participate. And then programs will start in January. So basically, November 21st is like the week before the Thanksgiving holiday. And then December, we all know, is sort of a busy time of year for a lot of people. So we're just going to give everyone a moment to catch their breath, and then we will take that time frame to work with you, to learn about your event, schedule your event, and then they will start in January. I just blew through that. So we have some time now for questions. I bet there's a lot in the chat. As questions come up, please ask questions because this is such a new program. We're still learning it. So we know that you're still wrapping your head around it. There are no dumb questions here. So please feel free to hit us with your questions. Thalia, do you have some in the chat that we should jump into?
Yeah, and if you feel more comfortable now opening up that chat, y'all, now that the slide presentation has stopped, I encourage you to do that. Some repeating questions are if I have collaborators that live outside of Benton and Washington County, can I collaborate with those people? Of freaking course you can. The only thing is the applicant has to be a Benton or Washington County resident, but we're not checking IDs, y'all. So if you've got collaborators that live outside of that geographical area, please collaborate away with them. Another question is about, of course, the dates. Amber, you touched on this. I put all of the dates in the chat. You will also get all of the dates in the recap email. All of the randomly selected projects through this lottery that we're talking about will be notified simultaneously. So we'll send an email out to 6 different people saying your number was selected. Here are your next steps. What the first of those steps will be to accept the offer of space. And then you will all start at the same starting line with calendaring those dates. So those 6 dates will be handed out on a first come, first served basis. So if you really have your heart set on the February date or whatever, be ready to email me asking me for the February date. Trying to think what other questions popped up in there. Y'all feel free to unmute or put your questions back in the meeting chat. I'm still
I saw there's one from Diana, and I think if people missed it, it's worth saying again. They asked if it's a private event, will the medium be promoting the events or programs that are hosted there? I think that's good to just bring up in general. We are more than happy to put your event in our newsletter that goes out once a month. And in fact, we will want to be, if you desire, we'd love to be showcasing your event to help boost your attendance, and we will put it on our socials as well. We also have Cash has a calendar. We will work with you to make sure your event gets listed onto that calendar. And that will then put your event on the Medium's calendar on our website. So we'll walk you through all of that to help promote your event as best as we can. I think it's also worth noting that we will not be making any promotional flyers or materials. That will be left up to you as well. But if you share that with us, we're happy to blast that out to our followers as well. Thanks for that question, Diana. I'm slowly combing through the questions, so.
Again, the applicant has to be from Benton or Washington County.
Eric asked a question about the no political events, and I think this is important because I have been thinking about this too. The question is, does the no political events mean literal political events, or even things that speak to things that are political issues? For example, events that deal with censorship / book bans or other current issues. Sorry, I see there's some responses, but it cannot be with the intention of like a church gathering where you are having an altar call. You cannot do that. You cannot have a political rally for any political candidate that's promoting or endorsing someone politically. If you create a theatrical performance that, like you said, Eric, has a hat tip to deals with current issues, that's acceptable. If you write a song that mentions a political candidate and your personal feelings about that, that's okay too. There's just a fine line to walk. So I think, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, you mean like, because like, yeah, some of my art can be like political. And I've often thought about like shows that could be like more, I don't know about political, but touches on issues. I think like you're saying, like, yeah, we're all smart enough to be like, don't step on anyone else's toes. Because we're smart enough to know like how complicated the world is right now.
Yeah.
I want to make something fun. You gotcha. That's just, I don't know.
And I would encourage,
but don't forget about political art though. It's important to life. That's what I mean.
Right. we're so down with that, Ryan. I would, like I said in the chat on that specific question, if you are wondering if your event is going to be vetted out, just email me and run the event by me, and I can give you that's a total green flag, or sorry, we can't do that. We're very open-minded here at the Medium and value creative expression of all kinds. So we want to get to the yes. I'll leave it at that. I've had this question more than once, is if InnerSpace is, like for the people who aren't randomly selected in that lottery, are we going to offer InnerSpace again? God, we hope so. Again, this has been a dream of ours for a long time. But right now, this is just a pilot program. I will use this as an opportunity to tell everybody on here who may not know, the very simple mission of the Medium is to provide affordable and accessible space for creative and community events. And when I say affordable, I want you to know that we have spaces here that rent for $5 an hour. I also want you to know that I have worked here at the Medium for almost 3 years now, and I've never turned a person away because they couldn't afford to pay the rental cost. So even if your project is not randomly selected in this lottery, please reach out to us with your ideas. We want you to have a platform to share your creative and community awesomeness with everybody. And I'm pretty freaking sure that we can build a contract that would allow you to do that.
There's a great question in the chat from Diana Michelle. Can I be a lead artist on one application and just a contributor on someone else's? That would be two totally separate projects. And we see this a lot with the Creative Exchange Fund, which is a program that we also run through the Medium. Keep your eyes out for that coming soon, hopefully. But we, as far as this, yes, the answer is yes. You can only be the applicant on one, the lead applicant on one. But if you're a backup singer for your friend and their project gets selected, you can absolutely be on that as well.
Okay, I've done this before and didn't want to feel sneaky. Where like it's like,
Mm.
well, whichever one of us gets it, we both have completely separate ideas, but we're both friends because we know each other in the area. We're trying for the same thing. So I'm gonna like hire my friend, whether what my like I might like he might get it or she, you know, and then like, well, since you're an artist, like you come help me with like such a my project. And then if I get it, such like you guys aren't like, oh no, we're frowning upon that. I think that's what that means.
Yeah, no,
We're cool
and
with that.
hey,
So I know, but that does come
have
up a lot. Mhm.
we don't have the time to check out, you know. We're not gonna address check you, we don't have that
Everything
time. So
cool because that's the spirit of collaboration.
if you've got 4 people in your band and you each want to submit an application and you all
Right.
live in
It's
Benton or Washington County,
happened before.
freaking,
Yes.
yeah, do it.
Right. Cool. I remember that before. Like, is that okay? Like, depending on who you. Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Again, we want to get to the yes, so we're going to do everything we can to get to the yes.
So good question, Diana. Something I wondered before.
Amber, I was busy. My fingers were flying in the chat. Did you talk about the application itself at all?
I didn't, but we can go into that for sure if you want to.
Yeah, let's touch on that real quick. Just radical transparency here. Amber and I sat in a conference a couple of months ago with some creative thought leaders that were on both of the coasts. Specifically, there was this one group up in New York that is totally rethinking the way they call it move money. So they're not even calling it a grant program anymore. They're calling it a money moving program. And it seems to be the trend is, which totally falls in line with our ethos here at the Medium. It seems to be the trend is to move away from merit-based applications. And by that, I mean like us asking you, like, show us your artistic excellence. What fancy places have you done artistic things? And then we're going to put this to a panel and they're going to frankly judge you, based on how well you write the application or how fancy you are. These organizations and we want to kind of move in this direction too, are moving away from that merit-based approach and moving toward a more accessible kind of randomized approach. And so this for us is our attempt at that. So I say all of that to get to the point of this application is really like you just telling us your name and where you live and a short answer of what you want to do. We're going to go through these applications and make sure that you're not saying that you want to do, you know, bring in live lions and fire and glitter and blood. That one won't make it into the lottery hopper. But as long as it's, you know, anything other than that, we don't care. That's going to go into the lottery hopper. Please don't worry about your writing skills either. We don't care about that. Just tell us who you are and what you want to do.
I was going to say, how could, you know, I kind of like this idea because, like, how could someone that's really sloppy,
mm-hmm.
their genius idea, when is that person going to get their big break? It's a lot
Right.
of. Also, can I add to this based off of? Do you mind if I kind of ad lib a little bit, or do you want me to wait?
Ryan.
You sure?
What
Okay.
do you want to say?
Well, when I heard Jason Jones' speech at the Medium, and he's an artist I've looked up to. And if you guys don't know Jason Jones, he's done like so many amazing murals in the area.
Mm.
He's just like such a cool person, and I'm so glad I slowly got to know this guy. And he actually gave a talk. Something he struggled with was the process of call for artists, where like you'll find a thing, and it's like 100 people apply, and like you put your sweat and blood into a week of it, and then like only like one person gets picked. And then it's like, so I understand that's such a hard transition. And I love his idea because that's such a hardcore idea. And I thought it was amazing. I don't see it hard. See what I mean? I was afraid to bring this up. It is a beautiful idea. So it's like the idea, like, how do you, you know, work with equity in that? I don't just maybe this should be like a private conversation or something. But
yeah. Hey, we also value people that are just testing and trying things and may not have a lick of experience at all.
Definitely, I can say that you cafe medium's always been very experimental.
Well written applications are great, but also that ability to write a good grant application, you know, tells us that you've done this 100 times before. We want to value the people who have maybe never even filled out an application like this before, let alone been selected for such a program. I put a quote in the chat. I'm going to say it out loud because I want all of our friends who are watching this on the recording to hear it. Basically, we want you to be able to do this application from your phone in the bathroom at your second job. That's literally how easy this application is. Amber, are you going back to the money comment?
I did. Now I'm just having fun clicking on slides to keep everybody.
Okay, cool.
This is kind of fun though, because it is, if it is the, you know, it's a lottery, like you said. So it's like almost like the shot in the barrel, right? Like kind of like the show. So am I disqualified because, like, remember I've applied for before and I haven't made it. But remember, Talia, you said don't give up. But
we love you, Ryan.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
so if anyone doesn't know, I've been trying to be involved in that community for a while. But had cool ideas, but sometimes they were like too like wouldn't fit in like a stage with a waterfall. That was kind of hard to do. Multiple ideas. Oh, another thing, multiple ideas at once are a little too separated, like one room to got it. Love the whole just containing the black box idea. I'm gonna shut up now. Okay.
Yeah, Ryan, I think that brings up a good point though. Like I think we, you know, just to point out something that you said, like we as a staff and a team are open to experimentation, which is why we're trying this lottery system. But we really celebrate people that come to us with ideas that maybe they've been stewing on for a while. It's weird. They're not sure where to bring it to life. And that's what the medium is here for. We want you to be able to test and try your thing even if 12 people show up, that's okay. We're, you know, or maybe 100 people show up and you sell $10 tickets and it's freaking incredible. And you're able to take that and launch your career into the next thing because you've made some money. And maybe you want to come back and rent space and keep it going. We celebrate all of that. So I want to reiterate that to everyone, that there is no idea too small or too simple, or there could be an idea that's too big, like Thalia said, no tigers. You know, but even that, come at us with some questions. There could be some parameters. John Wayne will arm wrestle you over it, but we're open to having those conversations. So, if you have ideas and you're really like, gosh, I don't know, just email us. We talk like this all of the time. So hit us with a casual conversation. We can even hop on another Zoom with you if you've got more in-depth conversations and this isn't enough. We really want you to feel comfortable with applying. And then once, if your project is selected, we will also, I'll use this phrase, hold your hand through that process, because we really want you to feel comfortable in the space. We try to take great care of our artists that come in here. This isn't just for show. We will love you through your project. So I want you to feel confident in what you're pitching. And like I said, I'm going to go back to this slide too. We're even open to gatherings, like meeting space. If you have been trying to convene a certain group of people, maybe it's a writer circle or a writing circle. It's a collective of poets, and you just need a quiet space to gather. This is great for that too. It doesn't have to be a large production or something that is big and over the top. We're interested in sharing space with people that need space, period.
Yeah, and just to build on that, totally down with these community events. We've had beautiful beautiful events like that in the Black Box, just like this one in the picture. As Amber was saying, like, we do value testing and trying. We say to people all the time, like, we are down to clown, bring us your ideas. Just to protect our beautiful production team here. If your project is randomly selected, someone from our production team, John Wayne, Kevin, or Cynthia, will probably get in contact with you to talk about the feasibility of your project. So if you go big with your idea and that application is chosen out of the hopper, we love you and we want to make as much of that dream come true as possible. But, you know, if you do want to build a waterfall in the Black Box, we may need to talk about that. So we're going to give you as much as we can, but there may be some feasibility conversations if you are randomly selected.
Somebody asked me about the waterfall, and I said the waterfall is a light projection.
Yeah.
Not actually water. Let's be reasonable. Wood floor.
But would be cool.
If you pull it off safely.
Would be cool. Yeah.
John Wayne said, stop giving them ideas.
I know.
Do we have any other questions? Otherwise, we may get our 10 minutes back. This has been a great conversation, and I'm sure some of you are sitting with questions, or some might crop up later. I've got everything on the website. Let me get back to that slide so you can see that. The medium.art/InnerSpace. There's FAQs on there that has all of the same information, and a way to contact us. Feel free to reach out. We are absolutely here for you. Otherwise, Thalia will be in your inbox probably by the end of today, but we'll give her till the end of the week. But she slings those emails real quick. So it'll have a recap of what we talked about. We'll include the slideshow even. What else, Thalia? Links, ways to contact us. And then keep your eye out for the open application date on October 16th. So you've got a couple of weeks to start thinking about what the heck you would want to do in the Black Box. You've got a couple of weeks to email us. Like I said, we are super open to going back and forth through email, but if we need to hop on a Zoom, if you want to come and see the space, email us. And we'd love to schedule a time for you to come into the space. We're also open to the public, guaranteed Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10 to 5. You can just stroll through the doors and go check it out yourself. And one of us will probably catch you and chat with you. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 to 5. Otherwise, we're open during other public events. So if there's something going on, you're welcome to stroll through here too. Any questions, comments, ideas, dreams?
I know y'all said that this was going to be recorded. I'd love to share this with some friends who weren't able to attend this meeting. Are you going to email that link out?
Yes, we would love for you to share this with your friends. I will email it out to everybody who registered for this info session, whether they were present or not. And then it will also be posted on our website, specifically on the InnerSpace page. You will get that link in the email. That link is in the chat. It's also very easy to just navigate to on your own. We are at the medium.art, and then you would go backslash InnerSpace. I'm sure Amber's going to post a path to it on our Instagram as well. So you're going to get it from all different directions.
Fantastic. This is really amazing. Like, I really appreciate y'all so much as an organization, and what each of you are doing individually is tremendous. Way to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
As
you.
Amber says, we're just out here doing the Lord's work every day.
Just paving the way.
That's right. Well, bless
That's right.
y'all. Doing great.
Spreading the gospel.
Since you brought that up, can I explain why my icon in chat looks like Jesus? Because my mom talked me into doing the Zoom church the other day, and I like, for some, because like I'm me, and so AI, like what does the AI think Jesus looks like? And that's the picture I got. So I put that as my icon for church, so I thought it'd be fun. My mom would see it, and then we got in a conversation about. But anyways, that's why I don't think that I'm trying to be offensive anyway with my. But anyways, yeah, it's supposed to be AI's version of Jesus, and I just thought, since you brought it up, the Lord's word.
Ryan, you're just being creative all day, every day.
I know.
So,
I know. It's like some of my characters are like cats that get all that yarn.
Yeah. I think that is a perfect note. We cannot end on a higher note. We love you all. Get in our inboxes, walk around that website, send us all of your questions. We will definitely be in touch with you. And we hope to see all of your and your friends and your families' applications once those go live. Thank you all for joining us today. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Goodbye.